الله أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى صدق الله العلي العظيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum to you all. I pray that you are well. On behalf of Sharmina, Hussein and Abbas, I would like to welcome you all to this birthday tribute of their beloved mother, Mariam Kermalli. Her children wanted to mark this occasion of her 76th birthday with a celebration of her life and all the wonderful people in it. We started with a Quran recitation, which was done by her grandson, Ali Kermalli. I'm sure that she was proudly listening and telling all those around her, that's Ali, that's my grandson. Auntie Mariam, on behalf of all of us, we wish you a very happy birthday. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rowena, and I am the daughter of Ghulam and Yasmin Sharali, and the granddaughter of Raza and Zainab Baby Sharali. Auntie Mariam was my dad's mommy, and her husband, Yomba Raza, was my daddy's brother. She had a special place in our hearts, and as the program progresses, I will share some special memories that we had with her. During this tribute, we will hear from various family and friends who have left us some wonderful memories and messages for our Auntie Mariam. I would like to start the program by asking Auntie Mariam's son Abbas to recite a munajat, after which we will have a video message by his son Muhammad and his wife Rubab. Abbas, please do us the honor of starting the tribute to your mum.
Thank you very much, Ravina. Very nice of you with your kind words. As you know, I'm Abbas, Mummy's youngest son, and also her favorite. Nana, she loved all of us equally, to be honest. And it's very emotional at the moment right now, to be honest. I would just like to say happy birthday, Mummy, and we will really dearly miss you. I'm sure most of the family will have a lot of things to say. I just want to share something. I'm not going to give out speech. I just want to share something, some light moment with Mom that happened a couple of months ago. That was our telephonic conversation. And as you know, when it comes to mosque and mehfil, Mom was like, she was unbeatable. She loved her mehfil and majlis. So this is how it goes. So I called her once to say, Mummy, I ki aayo. Salam alaikum, Mummy, I ki aayo. Now, any normal mom would reply by saying, "Aun theek hai beta, tu ki hai." But this was Mariam Kermalli we are talking. She was not an ordinary woman. She would reply by saying, "Ha, aun savar jo majlis mein usse, koi Bibi Fatima jo majlis ho, koi Bibi Zainab jo, koi mehfil Ali jo ho, ane poe aun ghare usse." Now at that time you would think that she finally got home, but it doesn't end there. She said, "Aun finally ghare pohchais, ane aun online mein majlis sunati." And I'm like, "To ai savar thi koro sundawa." And I had to say to her, "I Mummy, anjo naam Mariam Raza Kermalli na hunu kape. Anjo naam hunu kape Mariam Masjid Kermalli." And we both laughed at that. May Allah bless her soul and give long life to all the moms out there. I would just like to recite this couple of munajat and end with dua, and this will be dedicated to my beloved mom. Please recite one loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. सबसे आला है हैदर का दर, यहाँ सर को झुकाना पड़ेगा. सबसे आला है हैदर का दर, यहाँ सर को झुकाना पड़ेगा. सबसे आला है हैदर का दर, यहाँ सर को झुकाना पड़ेगा. सबसे आला है हैदर का दर, यहाँ सर को झुकाना पड़ेगा. इसमें आज़म है नामे अली, नारा सबको लगाना पड़ेगा. इसमें आज़म है नामे अली, नारा सबको लगाना पड़ेगा. ये तेरी दुनिया, ये दुनियादारी, इंसानियत है बेचैन सारी. अनजाने कदिशे ये बेकरारी, सब कुछ है फिर भी सबसे बेजारी. लेकिन ये मानो कोई खुदा है, उसका वसीला कुछ कह रहा है. जब भी कोई हमका एहसास पाओ, आओ अलम के साए में आओ, आओ अलम के साए में आओ. दुनिया ये तेरी क्या तुझको देगी, किसको दिया है जो तुझको देगी. अपनी मुरादे गाजी से पाओ, अपनी मुरादे गाजी से पाओ. आओ अलम के साए में आओ, आओ अलम के साए में आओ. तेरे सहारे टूट गए क्या, अपने पराए रूठ गए क्या. रूठे हो को अपने मनाओ, रूठे हो को अपने मनाओ. आओ अलम के साए में आओ, आओ अलम के साए में आओ. करम मांगता हूँ, अता मांगता हूँ. इलाही मैं तुझसे दुआ मांगता हूँ. अता कर तू शाने करीमी का सदका अता कर तो शाने रहीमी का सदका न मांगूंगा तुझसे तो मांगूंगा किससे तेरा हूं मैं तुझसे दुआ मांगता हूँ जो मुफलिस है उनको तू दौलत अता कर जो बीमार है उनको सेहत अता कर मरीजों की खातिर शिफा मांगता हूँ इलाही मैं तुझसे दुआ मांगता हूँ करम मांगता हूँ अता मांगता हूँ अल-फातिहा
Assalamu alaikum. I am Mariam Kermalli, Daddy's youngest grandson. I would like to say a few words in the memory of my daddy. My daddy loved me very much, and so did I. It's very hard to believe that she has left us so soon. When I was younger, I remember running up to her whenever she returned from mosque, as she always used to bring me Fatiha. Whenever she got sweets or chocolate from anywhere, she would save them for me and we would share them later together. Her clear instructions were, don't eat them all at once. I have memories of playing Uno and Ludo with her. At times we would make up our own games of Ludo. And most of the times she would end up winning. I wonder how that happened. Was she holding a tasbih in her hand and praying to Allah that she would win? I don't know. She always made sure she speaks to me once every few days whenever she is not in Birmingham. I will really miss our telephone conversations. During our conversations in the past few months, she would always say, because of Corona, I can't go to mosque. I don't know when this will end. I'm just listening to Majlis online. Daddy, I will always miss you, love you, and remember you in my du'as. Happy birthday to you. Your forever loving grandson, Muhammad.
Salamun alaikum everyone. For those who do not know me, I am Mariam Kermalli, daughter-in-law of Mariam Bai Kermalli. I have known my mother-in-law since I was very young, as she used to come to Mombasa to visit her sister Amina auntie, who was also my chachi. So I had always known her as Mariam auntie. I remember how awkward I felt in the beginning to address her as Mummy. There were times when I would unintentionally call her Mariam auntie, and we'd both end up laughing. There are two main things that she was known for, which I'm sure all of you will agree: her attachment to mosque and praying on time. Whenever there was any occasion in mosque, and she knew she was going to attend, she had a different level of energy. And God forbid, if it started raining on that day, she would take out her tasbih and tell me, "Hun tasbih bare rakhu chu, to joje hamna varsad band thai jase." And I would be like, "Seriously, Mummy?" I guess she had faith that this works. One very important lesson that we need to take from her is praying on time. Thank you, Mommy, for not only telling us, but being a practical example for us on the importance of namaz. She was also a very good cook. She was known for her visheti and kokotende. She was a very well-known woman and had many friends and family who will miss her for her kindness and caring nature. In life, we loved you dearly. Now you're gone, our love for you will forever remain. In our hearts, you hold a place no one else ever will. Mommy will be missed dearly, but the lessons she taught us all and memories will always be cherished. Happy birthday, Mommy. May I please request a Surah Fatiha for her and for all marhumin.
Thank you very much to you both. Mashallah, Muhammad, you have a way with expressions. I wonder who you get that from. So tomorrow will mark 1 week since Auntie Mariam left us. 17 days earlier, the family suffered a huge shock when my dad, Ghulam Sharali, lost his battle with COVID and returned to his Lord. I spoke to Auntie Mariam a few times after this, and each time she was so emotional and upset. And she kept telling me that she felt so sad that her Ghulam had gone. Baba treated her like a mother in life, and I pray that he was there to welcome her in death. I know that she would have been overjoyed to be reunited with him. She visited us on many occasions and was greeted with such love and warmth, especially by the kids who would affectionately call her Ma Mariam. So many of you had a close relationship with Auntie Mariam, and you have shared some lovely heartfelt messages. I wanted now to share some voice notes that were sent to us by various family and friends.
Mariam Bai. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rest her soul in eternal peace. A lady with always a smile on her face, always mingled with old and young, with her principles, always said good about others, loving and caring. I, Kulsum Kaku, had some very, very good times with Mariam Bai. And her cousin, Ghulam Abbas Kaku, always took her as an elder sister.
Assalamu alaikum. As per family request, I, Sherbanu Muhammad Ali Shan, as my duty, have to shed light of Mariam Bai Kermalli, who was my childhood friend till this very moment. She will stay in my soul and spirit till the day I will meet her. Through du'as and prayers, Ameen. With tears in my eyes, as death is a reality, our Masumins also went to the stage. We, Allah's creation, have to submit to Allah. Mariam, whom I met in Datu Hemani Girls Primary School in Zanzibar, we both lost our parents, me, my father, and she, her mom, at tender age. So here we became very close with each other. Life passed by studying, picnic of schools, going to Khushali Bankro, holiday, holding tabut in Julus. We parted during secondary education till we met again after marriage in Dar es Salaam with our kids in 70s. Friendship was there, love was there. She was a very kind-hearted, nice, with frankness and truthful lady. Majlises were her best events. Every year, even she was abroad after the husband's death, she used to visit Dar and we used to sit together at Mehfil Abbas with her lovable sister-in-laws, Baby Sherali Dege and Lily Bai Kermalli.
Mariam Bai. મેં તમને બહુ મિસ કરી છે, તમારી યાદ બહુ સતાવે છે. તમે અમે બધી વખત બાઈ મરઝિયા, અમીના, સિદ્દીકા, ફિઝા બધા તમે અમારી બેન નરમ ને બેન હતા. અમારી બેન જેમ યાદ છે એ અમારું મોહબ્બત પણ હતું. કોઈ દિવસ નથી કે તમે આમ સેડ હો કે ઓલું ઉટાનું તમે ખુશીમાં રહેતા હતા, બધા હસી ખુશીને એક અમને સલાહ આપતા હતા, સંપથી રહેતા હતા. તમે એક મુજબાની એટલે બે જ થતા. બધી વાત નમાઝ ટાઈમસર, બધી વાત મજલિસમાં, બધી વાત અમને પણ શિખામણ આપતા હતા. તમે બહુ ખુશી થતા હતા. એ તમારી યાદ શબ્દ બધા યાદ આવે છે અમને. કે તમે અમે તમારા ગુનાહ કબીરા સગીરા માફ કરી દેલા. તમે જન્નત નસીબ કરો. તમે ખરેખર જન્નતી ભાઈ છો.
I was shocked to hear the sudden and untimely death of my sister, my beloved sister. I always used to have a nice time with her. We used to go around to Zanzibar for Chelum, for everything. Now everything is in darkness. I have nothing what to say. I don't know myself, but I know she was a very nice lady. She had so many friends. They all used to adore her. They all used to follow her footsteps. And she was a Muibe Elebet. And she did everything what she could to pray on time, to do Fajr namaz on time, everything on time. She always to give shikaman to us. Do this, do that. But now the death makes us apart, takes us apart. That's why they say life is only for few days, but death is for with us forever. जिंदगी है बेवफा एक दिन ठुकराएगी मौत महबूबा है अपने साथ लेकर जाएगी. That is life is illusion, but death is reality. May God rest her soul in peace with Chowda Masumin, and I pray for her. I miss her a lot.
A mosque person who was always known to be at mosque for all the majlises. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to rest her soul in peace, to elevate it amongst the chosen ones and give sabr to you all. She was a strong lady, an iron lady, a very positive lady. I've always admired her. I've admired her courage, her strength, and her positive mindedness, always to think on the positive side. You were lucky you had a strong woman, and I think your strength comes from her. You see, we always get it from our mothers, and your strength comes from her. Her children, her boys. She used to love them so much. I remember those days in Upanga, the day when she came to help me for wrapping the samosas at our majlis. I can't forget that our days spent in Upanga.
Accept our heartfelt condolences on the sad demise of your beloved mother, Auntie Malu. She was my neighbor long back, but she was just like a motherly figure to me, always giving me company, giving me advices. We were so close to each other. In fact, when she left for Birmingham, whenever she comes back to there for her holidays or during her vacation, she would make a point to come and visit us, all the neighbors, Auntie Zubeda, Auntie Rabia, myself. She was so kind and she had a heart of gold. We will dearly miss her.
Her for how she fearlessly spoke her mind and was not afraid of anybody except God. I was fortunate to travel with her from Birmingham to London in December 2019, and I noticed that even after all these years, she was still very independent and fearless. I have learned from Chachi Mariam to always maintain relationship with family, even if it's just a quick call to say hello. She would call me from wherever she went, and she often sent salams too if she talked to anybody who knew me in Toronto. I felt very loved by her, and I will miss her immensely.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Husna. Mariam Bai, we really miss you. You are one great lady. The whole Birmingham Jamaat misses you for your unique character. I remember your advices, your jokes, and our company to the mosque and from the mosque. I will really miss you. We all miss you. I'm sure you are in a better place. You were a Zadar of Imam Hussein, so I'm sure you are with the Masumins. Do you remember? Adam used to call you Bibi Mariam. I love you, and Khuda Hafiz.
Thank you all for your lovely messages and memories. It was so nice of us to be able to hear all of them, and I'm sure that these memories will stay with you all for life. What has been evident from these messages and from conversations that I've had with people is the important role that namaz played in her life. When she was staying with my parents last year for 3 months, I was at home one day in the kitchen, and all of a sudden I see this vision in white walking past. I was a little bit startled at first because I didn't know what it was. And then I realized that it was Auntie Mariam walking around in her namaz chadar, checking again for the time of namaz. She felt very uneasy, like before namaz time, because she was waiting, for the time to come so that she could pray. And after namaz, you would see this like calmness and peacefulness wash over her, as if like she feels good now that she's spoken to her Lord. It's an amazing example of how namaz should be seen and practiced in our own lives. So on this particular day, she comes up to me and she says, unajua, time ya sala na kosesevi. So she's saying to me, it's namaz time. So I was like, okay. And she said, untaka kusali jo time, usigoje sana. And I felt like that was her way of saying, what are you doing here? Go and pray namaz. And so when she finished with me, she went into the living room and my dad was sitting there. And she says to Ghulam, my dad, she says, Ghulam, time ya namaz tako sesevi. And so Baba says, yeah, but bado dakatan tano kumi, my dad's like, there's still 5-10 minutes left. And she says, yeah, but untaka kukua tayari, yeah? Like you have to get ready for namaz. And it's said with such love and purity that you can't really say anything back to that. So, my dad would just smile at her. And then lastly, my daddy would be sitting there. And even though, daddy had heard this conversation, Auntie Mariam made sure to address her. And she turned around to her and she said, bye, baby. Time shakoya namaz, yeah? Twende. And daddy looked at her and she said, yeah, nakuya. And for Auntie Mariam, that wasn't, good enough. She said to her, twende, taka kufenza wazuu, taka kukua tayari, let's go. And whenever Auntie Mariam was at home, we never needed to know when namaz time was or never needed adhan, because she was there already letting us know that, come on, we have to go and pray. And it's amazing when I look back on it now, how it just fills me with love that someone can have that devotion. And it's something that we, myself as well, all aspire to, inshallah. I would now like to share some video messages that people have kindly sent in to us.
Assalamu alaikum. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Mami Mariam to me has always been like a mother, the way Papa was like a father. She was one person who was straightforward, and I usually used to call her Kesh, and then no hard feelings. Mommy will really miss you. She always preached what she practiced, especially when it came to the religion. Namaz, on time namaz, majlises, Quran, and she would preach to young and old. Her Amr bil Maruf never stopped. Mami, we shall miss you. May Allah, salawatullah alayh, place you in the company of Chahar Masumin. Ameen.
Assalamu alaikum everybody. Mommy, happy birthday. You are not there. I swear. બહુ મિસ કરે છે અમે તમને. શર્મિના કીધી કે અમે કહીએ. તો હું તો એક જ વાત યાદ કરું છું કે તમે હંમેશ નમાઝ પહેલાં ઊભા રહી જાઓ. તમે કહો, અમને પણ કહો કે હું અજબ થાઉં છું માણસો બધી વાસ્તમાં ખોબરે છે. તો કેમ નમાઝ વાસ્તે અઝાન વાસ્તે નથી ખોબરતા મુસલ્લા ઉપર? કેમ પક્કા તમે ખોબરો છો કે પક્કા અઝાન આવે પછી તમે બેસો? મામી તમારા એ વર્ડ્સ હજી યાદ છે ને યાદ રહેશે. અને એટલે વાસ્તે તો અલ્લાહ તમને મોતાજ ન કર્યો, કાંઈ ન કર્યો તમને. તમારે મોત આસાન હતી. એમ જ કહે છે ને કે જે માણસો નમાઝ પડે, શબ પડે તો મલેકુલ મોત એનો દોસ્ત થાય છે. બસ અમે તમારા વાસ્તે માંગે છે, તમે અમને ત્યાંથી અમે માંગો ને અમે કાંઈ અમારી ભૂલ હોય તો અમને માફ કરો.
Papa and Auntie Mariam are parents to us. They brought us up and will always, always miss her and remember them forever and ever. Shemi Bai, we love you.
Assalamu alaikum, I'm Asya.
And I'm Smaya, and Auntie Mariam was very dear to us. She was our non-Papa Munir Hashim Kermalli's Chachi, and we're very sad to hear that she passed away.
One of our fondest memories of Auntie Mariam was when she came home one day and we were going to go to mosque with her. And you know, Auntie Mariam loves to go to mosque so early. She wanted to even before prayer time. So then we asked her, what are you going so early for?
So then she said, Hamna nena, fika time.
So then we got there before namaz time and nobody was there.
She taught us so many lessons, like giving importance to our prayers and always attending programs, and we'll miss her dearly.
I will always miss the classic comeback lines that Mom Mariam had when something was said or done that wouldn't settle well with her. For example, if there was a timing issue on a consistent basis, she would say, "Hawa timing yao kama Air Tanzania." I'm sure Kumel Abdul Rasul, you remember this from Allentown. Another one was how she once got tangled up with immigration officers on the fact that the spelling of her name on the ticket didn't match the spelling on the name of her passport. One document had an I and one had a Y, and in classic Auntie Mariam fashion, she said it doesn't really matter how it's spelled. At the end of the day, it's still pronounced Mariam. Keeping all jokes aside, the one thing that I really admired about her was how disciplined and punctual she was when it came to namaz time. You'd always find her on her musalla when it was namaz time. Even very recently, she advised my brother who requested her for her du'as to always be punctual and pray on time. And she said, "Kama tu Allah ke time mein yaad kar do, to Allah to ke time mein yaad karta." And that's one thing I hope all of us, her family and friends, can emulate from her. Happy birthday, Mama Mariam.
Assalamu alaikum. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Tunasikitika sana kuona kifo cha dada yetu katuondokea, lakini Mwenyezi Mungu atampa malazi mema yeye na family zake zilotangulia mbele haki. Amin rabbal alamin.
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, my heartfelt and sincere condolences to all of you. I'd like to share some memories of Mariam Auntie that I had over the years. The earliest memories is going back 50 plus years in Zanzibar when my sister Sukaina and I, 5 and 6, with my mom would visit Zanzibar for almost a month every year. Mariam Auntie would be waiting for us, welcome us with open arms. She would feed us, bathe us, and play with us. Other memory that I have is in 1995 when my sister Sayyadah was getting married. We had about 50 guests. My sister Sukaina and Mariam Auntie took care of the kitchen. I remember Mariam Auntie preparing machibat, fish biryani for 50 people. Tasted wonderful. I still remember the taste of that machibat, and I always talk about it. We were also together in Ziara in 2007 in Sham for Arbaeen. I have some wonderful memories of her. We met together in Dar es Salaam a few times at Baifat Bai's place and shared good memories. Mariam Auntie also visited me in Toronto a few times when my mother was around and also she visited after my mom passed away in 2018 for a few days. I will always remember Mariam Auntie, and when I die and I'm on the other side, and if I see Mariam Auntie there, I know that I am on my way to heaven. She was a wonderful lady, prayed always on time, witty, jovial, and got along with everybody, all age groups. We have wonderful memories of you, Mariam Auntie, and inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be merciful to you, inshallah. Ma'as-salam.
My name is Firdaus. I love Auntie Mariam a lot. I miss her a lot. She will always be in my prayers.
Thank you all so much for those lovely messages. Another common memory that people have about Auntie Mariam is her love for mosque. So since COVID and the closures of the mosque, I know that many people have struggled with that void. However, when one door closes, another one opens. And behind that door, we had the rise of Zoom. Before last year, I don't think many people even knew what Zoom was. I personally did not. Now Zoom is a word that is used on a daily basis by young and old. Auntie Mariam was very quick to get onto the Zoom bandwagon. She spent March to June last year with my parents, and it was during that time that the UK went into their first lockdown. Every time I would go home, I would see her walking around with her phone. And when she saw me, her eyes would light up. Now, sadly, she wasn't happy to see me. And the reason she was excited was because she wanted me to help her with her phone because something had gone wrong with Zoom. So on one of these days, she really was extra happy to see me. And she says to me, Rowena, siwezi kuingia katika majlis, Rowena, I can't get into this Zoom majlis, unaweza kunisaidia. So I said, sure. And I looked at it and it said 1 p.m. and it was 1 p.m., but it said 1 p.m. Toronto. So I said, Auntie Mariam, hii saa saba, but lakini still hapa, Toronto. And she looked at me. So I said to her, Auntie Mariam, it's 1 p.m. Toronto time. You're 5 hours too early. And she had this way, she goes, oh, she would laugh to herself, like it was just this very unique way that she used to laugh and smile. And it was something that I will always remember because it was the beginning of this Zoom thing. And she was really excited about all these majlises. Like she would get invited to so many. Like one day she says to me, leo umepata Zoom majlis, invite tatu or nne, sijui gani kutizama, like today I got 3 or 4 majlis invites and I don't know which one to watch. And she tried to get Baba involved one day and she said, Ghulam, hi mzuri sana majlis. And Baba would just, in his usual polite manner, he would look at her, smile and just say, no. But that's how she was, if she had any knowledge, she would openly share it and she would want everyone around her to benefit. She wasn't selfish in that way. She knew that Islam is, mashallah, a beautiful religion and something that we should all, benefit from. She wanted to better herself and help those around her do the same. And this was her. She had a pure niyat in everything that she did. So I would now like to share some more video messages that we have and that we've received from family and friends.
Assalamualaikum family. My name is Zahara Asghar Dezar. I am gonna read this from Mother Mariam. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahu samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahu samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Our deepest sympathy to the family of Mariam Bai. I'll always remember Mariam Bai with her advice that she gave was always to love, to forgive, and only cry for Imam Hussein and Ahlul Bayt.
Mariam Auntie was like a grandmother for myself and my siblings. We always used to be really excited when she came for Muharram, Safar, Ramadan, because she always made those donuts and mandazi, and we would stand in the kitchen and wait for her to make them and eat them as she made them, so there was barely any left at the end. We'll always remember her, and we'll always miss her during those months, and we'll keep her in our prayers and du'as.
Salamun alaikum. We all feel a deep sense of loss with the passing away of our cousin. She was truly a kind and generous soul who has touched each and every one of us. She was one who took Salah seriously and gave it its utmost importance and prayed on time. She loved her family dearly and always kept in touch. Before she left for Dar, in our conversation, she mentioned to me she would not return and meet her death there. She was one who had full faith in the Almighty Allah and did not fear death. She used to spend time with us in Muharram, Safar, and Ramadan so that she could attend mosque with us. Azadari had a special place in her heart. Her love for the Ahlul Bayt was great. It was always a pleasure to have her at home, as we felt the barakat of an elderly person and her spiritual wife.
I am here on behalf of my mom, Tyra, my aunts Jenny, Fatma and Latifa, and my uncle Shabir, to pay our condolences and share a few memories about Auntie Mariam. You know, to define Mariam Kermalli is very difficult, because the only person who can define Auntie Mariam is herself. One of the things that we really appreciate and looked up is that, you know, after our grandmother passed away, Auntie Mariam took upon herself to, you know, play the role of the motherly role to all the siblings, and we appreciate that. And you know, I mean, all my aunts and my mom, my uncle, they really appreciate that, and it will be part of their lives forever. Just one part that I remember of Auntie Mariam, and I would like to share, and that defined Auntie Mariam, you know, the Mariam Kermalli that we know, is that her principle and the humor at the same time. So I remember this time she calls my maid and says, where is the water jug? And the maid says, here is the jug. She says, can you pour me some water? So the maid picks up the jug, and, you know, Auntie Mariam stretches her palms, and like she's telling the maid, can you put the water in my palms? And The maid is just looking at her. He says that, why aren't you putting? He says, why should I put in your palm? He says, because you didn't put any glass on the table. So that is Auntie Mariam, principled, but at the same time, her humor.
Assalamu alaikum all. This is a tribute to my Masi, who I miss very much. Mariam auntie was my mom's beloved younger sister, and my mom adored her. Since I was a very young child, I can recall her being a part of our lives, especially when we would visit Zanzibar and she would be eagerly waiting to welcome us. My Masi was a gem of a person. She was straightforward and honest. She stood up for her principles and beliefs, and she really cared for all her family. At the same time, she was also a very vibrant, lovely, and animated person. She would always liven up any gatherings, telling interesting stories and jokes in a mix of Swahili and Gujarati, which would make everyone remember the good old days. Her favorite phrase was Yakotena, and this always made me laugh. I was so pleased and honored that she attended my daughter Zora's wedding in London, and her loving presence was felt by all. Having her there reminded me of my mom and all the happy memories we had together.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I would like to share a few good memories of myself with Bai Mariam. I came to know her here in Vancouver, but our relationship goes way, way back when my dad introduced me and told me that these are my relatives on the Dirani side. When she was here, she would spend time with me, would go to the mosque, very often go for drives near the beach, spend time together. Then she shared the recipe which no one would, samosa jidavi. She taught me and made me master it. And yes, it's in my cookbook with her name on top, saying that this was shared by her. By Mariam, I can never forget you. I don't think anybody will ever be able to forget you. The good times we had together will always be etched in my mind. My best part was when I got to talk to you 2 days before you passed away. Even though I could see that you could not recognize me, but you still had that wonderful smile on your face, which I will always remember. To think I only spoke to you 2 days before you died, by Mariam, it's really touched a lot of people's heart. It's heart-wrenching to know that you no longer exist and that the Lord has taken you from us.
Assalamu alaikum. To those of you who do not know me, I'm Mohsen Jafar Ali Khaku from Los Angeles. Mariam Bai's mother and my father were brother and sister. Many of you have not seen me for years, and I just wanted to tell you my age has been accelerated by my wife of 46 years, Nasreen Dosal Ali Khaku. We are celebrating Mariam Bai's birthday in memoriam. She would have turned 76. I can tell you she was sharp, quick, witty, and had her own rules of what's right and wrong, always thinking outside the box, which endeared her to so many of us who have gathered here for her today. May she rest in peace and Allah place her amongst the chosen ones. Ameen. Great seeing you all. Khuda Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz.
Thank you all for those lovely messages. We feel so blessed at how many people sent, so many memories of her, and we got to know her in a different way, I think, as well. I can just imagine her sitting there front and center, feeling a little bit shy on one hand, but on the other hand, enjoying her birthday. I remember her telling me one year that she had a surprise birthday organized for her, and she was so shocked and surprised, because she really said to me, I had no clue. I will never forget the way that her face lit up at having all her friends there. I hope today, Auntie Mariam, we have been able to make you happy in celebrating your birthday with so many family and friends. You deserve it, and so much more. Auntie Mariam had a very direct sense of humor too. A story which highlights this is when she landed in the States one year, and she was at immigration. So she had gone to, Iran and Iraq, I think, and the immigration officer asked her, like, why did you go there? And I don't know about everyone else, but for us, when we go through immigration, we want to lay low, my dad used to say, don't look at them directly, like just look this way because they know. And I'll say, but Daddy, we've got nothing to feel guilty about. And she'd say, it's okay, just don't look at them. But Auntie Mariam, she's not like that. So this immigration officer, said to her, so why did you go there? And she answered back with a question. She says to him, why do you go to Jerusalem? So this officer replies, for religious reasons and for God. So Auntie Mariam replies, exactly, that's why I go there. And what a response to give an immigration officer, to be able to talk with such strength and have no fear. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, it could have got her into trouble, but alhamdulillah, it did not. But it's just, this highlights who Auntie Mariam was. I would now like to ask Auntie Mariam's daughter Sharmina to say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum. I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for your tremendous support in making this tribute possible. When I asked people to record video clip, I was surprised at the overwhelming response. Jazakallah. Because we wanted this out for Mommy's birthday, February 20th. I ask for forgiveness if I missed anybody. We were running out of time and there is only so much we can compile in a short time. To begin with, I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone for reciting Quran, Ziyarat-e Warisa, Ziyarat-e Ashura, duas and tasbihs for Mommy while she was admitted in the hospital. It is very hard to mention each and every one because Mommy was close to a lot of people. On behalf of my brothers Hussein, Abbas and I, we would like to thank our dearest Masi, Auntie Fiza Datu, and her family for their unwavering support. From the time Mommy was admitted to the hospital until her last breath, my cousin Oscar and his beloved wife Fatma never left her side. Circumstances were so bad that no one could visit Mommy. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank our cousin Shafiq Abdul Rasul and his wife Arifa. Shafiq is not only our older brother, but also a father figure to us. They left no stone unturned in supporting Mommy in every possible way. They always made sure Mommy is comfortable. Mommy always looked forward to her Dar visits every year. You could actually see the excitement on her face. She was thrilled to see family and friends. Most importantly, mosque, mehfil, and kabristan. Mommy's priorities have always been praying on time, attending mosque, and maintaining strong relationships with people of all ages. Recent memories with my mom is whenever she called, as soon as we said our salams, I would ask her, Mommy, Aaj gaye mehfil mein gaya, which in turn would change to a full-blown conversation from who she met that day to what was being recited. At the end of the conversation, it would feel like I was with her. Mommy was well known for her cooking. Biryani, visheti, mandazi, machi paka, and the list goes on. One of my favorite was the egg pudding. And I still remember the last time when she came here, she would say, Shemi utane pudding banali do. Mommy loved her grandchildren, and her famous lines were Sani Saf Guna Maf, because she was against Ashraf. सख्त राहों में भी आसान सफर लगता है, ये हमारी माओं की दुआ का असर लगता है. Last Sunday, I created a Zoom with the Iranis and Alikakus. This was a plan to surprise Mummy with family on her birthday. I knew she would have been thrilled to see everyone. Nothing would have made her happier than seeing all the relatives. But Allah has His plans. Mom used to tell me, Shemi, હું અલ્લાહ પાસે દુઆ કરું છું કે મારી માં મને સપનામાં આવે. મારી માં મારી દુઆ કબૂલ નથી થતી કે મારી માને હું જોઉં. And then she would say, possible છે કે હું મારી માં મને સપનામાં નથી આવતી કારણ કે હું મારી માને નથી જોઈ. Mom was only 11 months old when my nanny passed away. મમ્મી હવે હું દુઆ કરું છું કે હું તમને મારા સપનામાં જોઉં. सीधी सादी भोली भाली मैं ही सबसे अच्छी हूँ. कितना भी हो जाऊं बड़ी, माँ आज भी तेरी बच्ची हूँ. I can still hear my mom saying, calling me Shemi. Tu ठीक छो माँ? Lastly, this tribute would not have been possible without family and friends' contribution. My heartiest thanks. Thank you, big thank you to Rovina Nur Muhammad, Gulam and Yasmin Sherali's daughter. Thank you so much for your effort in making this day possible. Mummy is smiling. Thank you, Abbas Ramtullah, Abbas Maromaro. I pray that Allah grants all your wishes. May Allah shower His choicest blessings on everyone. Last but not least, please maintain physical distance. Wear mask. Don't take COVID lightly. We lost our mother, so you don't lose yours. Happy birthday, Mommy. We love you, Mommy.
Thank you, Sharmina, for those heartfelt words. Inshallah, I pray that she comes and visits you in her dreams, and inshallah, it gives you some peace. This brings us to the end of the program. We started with Quran by Ali Kermalli. We will be ending with a tribute by Ali's brother Zain, which he compiled in memory of their Dadi. Before then, I would sincerely like to thank you all for watching and sharing in this tribute. One last memory I wanted to share is something that a cousin, Sorsen, shared with me today. Once when, sorry, one second. Apologies for that. Unfortunately, my children like to put alarms on my phones and not tell me. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's never happened before. Okay, I'm going to start again properly. One last memory I want to share is something that a cousin, Sosan, shared with me today. Once when Hussein, Sukaina and the kids went out of town, Auntie Mariam was at home alone. So Sosan lives about 5 minutes away. So she speaks to Auntie Mariam and she says, Ma Mariam, I'm alone with the kids. You're alone too. So why don't you come and you stay with me and we can be together? And she replies in typical Auntie Mariam style. She goes, Konini, in the grave, are you going to come with me as well? That's how she was, you know? And she said, you know, I'm okay here. And this is what her sense of humor was, you know, this is what made her so funny. Inshallah, we pray that Auntie Mariam is reunited with her husband and her family and all her friends. Whilst we have thanked everyone, I would like to leave the most important one to last. Thank you, Auntie Mariam, for just being you. Thank you for being in our lives, for your witty sense of humor and your religious references. We will never forget you. We will continue to honor you, and we will always remember you in our du'as. We love you, and we will ensure that your actions and lessons that you have left for us will not be forgotten. Let us remember her and all our marhumin with a Surah Fatiha, and let us end with Zayn's tribute. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Every time I close my eyes, I see in front of me. I still can hear your voice calling out my name. And I remember all the stories you told me. I miss the time you were around. I miss the time you were around. But I'm so grateful for every moment I spent with you, 'cause I know life won't last forever. You went so soon, so soon. You left so soon, so soon. I have to move on, 'cause I know it's been too long. I gotta stop the tears, keep my faith and be strong. I'll try to take it all, even though it's so hard. I see you in my dreams.